which actually I just wanted to get a quick rundown of your adult industry, history, your career, when you started, all that stuff.
Totally. Yeah. Shooting in Miami this time of year is and they do make you turn like the AC off. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is a lot, But no, I started doing cam in like 2010.
Okay.
I did that pretty heavy for the first 2 years. And then I was getting kind of like, this was in Houston, Oklahoma. I was bouncing around from both. So my normie friends and my family were kind of like, not necessarily judging me, but like, how long can this really last? You might want to do something solid, And I'm like, well, every time I need to get hired somewhere, I always go back to Claire's because I've worked there a bunch of times and they'll hire me. So I'm like, eh. So did the 2 years camming, went back to Claire's just because I thought I needed to, Then was just doing camming like kind of on the side, and Score recruited me in the messages. Okay. I got a message from Elliot James, love him. And I was like, is this legit? I'm not sure, Yeah. So they kind of launched my career, and I appreciate it so much. But I kind of thought it would be like a one and done. At the time, like on cam, I was Marilyn Milkshake. So they were like, hey, can you change your last name? And I'm like, why? And they're like, because we see longevity with you, but your milk's not going to last forever. And I was like, well, you know what? Thank you, first of all. But like, okay, fine. But even like today, like, I'm always going to bring it back to the milk. My website's marilynmilksme.com.
Oh, nice.
I love the milk.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just looked up, different M names, and Mason just sounded right,
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's like a tribute to Marilyn Manson. I'm like, no, it's just like, it works, because I am alternative and whatever, I love all my Instagram handles and Twitter and everything are all like Titney Spears and like Dolly Porn Tits and like I'm trying to think. I have so many Conway Titty and Breast Midler and you know what I mean? I could just, you love this, right? The titty part. So I'm like, hold on, wait, I got more. What else do I have? Oh, right now I have Nips of an Angel.
There you go.
Love that one.
Nice.
Also Kill Them with Fineness. Like, anyway, so yeah, just I love a good pun. So
sounds like it.
I was like, yeah, that'll work for me. And then so Score basically wanted me exclusive, although they didn't have me sign a contract or give me any money for that.
Yeah.
All they said was, listen, there's this other company, this competing company, Plumber Pass. And they're like, this guy's going to hit you up, but we don't want you to shoot with him. And basically, we'll call you back more if you don't shoot with him. And so at first, I was kind of like, then he hit me up and I was like, I heard about you.
Yeah.
No. So I kind of had, but whatever, we're cool now. And since then, I've definitely worked with Plumber Pass a lot of times. I like both of them. I love shooting with both of them. It's been a while because like when I started shooting for Score, they had such a large studio. It was like a super Walmart.
Really?
Or bigger, honestly. Because I only was on the first floor, but there was a whole second floor. So there was a ton of people, cubicles. This is a big, building with lots of jobs and things. And since then, the last time I shot for them was probably, 2018 maybe? It was just me, the camera guy. I had to do my own hair and makeup, and we had an Airbnb.
Really?
And they don't have the studio anymore. So it's like,
oh, that's
damn, I really miss shooting for them, but like, yeah, it's not the same. But I do love that they launched me because they were very good at giving you the princess treatment.
Yeah.
So I love that. Like someday, hopefully not too far off, I'd love to have my own production company, and I would love to take the elements of Score that I loved so much and bring that back, because it was so nice just having like a robe for yourself and a shuttle, like people like pick you up, they get you lunch, like, you know what I mean? There's just like this beautiful wardrobe. They treat you like a queen. They call you the talent. Like, not that big a deal, but like, it's just
it was
the little things.
Yeah. It's just weird that they've had to contract so much. I'm wondering, because I know that, for instance, their print issues have gone down in the last few years. They used to do monthly, but now I think they just do quarterly. So for their main issue, Score, and then their other ones, Voluptuous and BBXL or XL Girls, stuff like that. Those were always kind of. So it sucks that they've had to scale back since then. I wonder why. I wonder if maybe that.
Well, I have some theories.
Okay.
I definitely think that they've made some bonehead moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was told back in the day that like the overall audience is requesting me quite often, and this is just word of mouth, but the owner of Score doesn't like tattoos. He likes, that's why they always like kind of vanilla me up. They they kind of, sometimes they go a little, their makeup artists can make girls look older and more humdrum. You know what I mean? And they also were just too specific with their body type for XL girls. They missed out on so many big booties. They missed out on so many girls. Like, I can't tell you how many of my friends I pitched them.
Well, I had a Sarah Starr on the show. I don't know if you've seen her, but
I've worked with Sarah.
Yeah, yeah. She's got lots of tattoos too. And she said that she was passed over because she had too many tattoos for them. And it was.
And her hair color too. They made me dye my hair. Whenever I first was with them, I had half my head shaved and they were like, can you grow that out? And then they made me wait long enough to where they could put extensions in. I don't know how big of admirer you are of mine or if you know my first work, but I had these silly, like, I just looked I almost looked older then than I am now. And I was 22, now I'm 34. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting how they do. Well, yeah, because the way that they want that certain aesthetic. And so there's that. So they had very strict image requirements that you think.
But it's like that's not what sells. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like,
in my opinion.
Well, it's like they started in the early 90s and there was a certain thing that was attractive in the early 90s. And so, and the original owner, I don't know if he still owns it. His name was John Fox. I didn't
even know that.
Okay. Yeah. So he was the guy who started it. He came from another magazine, started Score in the early 90s. I don't know who owns it now. But yeah, but it's like, you know, you keep going and the magazine's over 30 years old now and it's like tastes change. Different types, which they kind of saw, like, because for instance, in the 90s, it was all about super fake, super slim.
B-Shine.
Yeah, stuff like that. Or, you know, there were a lot of models from that time that was what they did. And then towards the late 90s, early 2000s, they started getting more natural, you know, models in there with natural boobs and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's, I guess because of the rigidity that they have might have hurt them. And then was there any other theories that you had, or?
Well, I just, you know, of course they are the big boob company, but they have a lot of niches. They had tiny teens, they had over 60s, over 50s, over 60s. I just didn't understand why they couldn't just have a BBW site. You guys clearly are competing with Plum for Pass. You told me that.
Yeah.
So he's over here kind of running the monopoly, and I don't know why you're like leaving money on the table, not shooting a bunch of big names that just slightly don't fit your body standard. Like there was a friend that I had submitted her to, and I thought, they're totally going to pick her. And they told her, your boob to belly ratio is never going to be what we want it to be. I know. Listen.
Okay.
That lady, that specific lady. Am I allowed to name names?
I mean, I would.
No, okay, I won't. Fine. But that lady, let's just say I probably will never shoot with them again because I had words with her because she's not. Yeah. She's the problem. If you want to ask why I think Score's going down, it's her. It's her.